Hello friends, I am Dr. Saurabh Patwadhan from Nandadeep Eye Hospital, FECO Training Institute and PG Teaching Institute, Sangli, Maharashtra, India. And in this video, I'll be speaking about a case with mid-dilated pupil which goes small, soft cataract and toric trifocal to be implanted. So what are the tips and the tricks that I'm going to use? So this is a case where we are planning to implant a toric trifocal. As you can see, the pupil is mid-dilated, and these cases the pupil goes even smaller once you start with the surgery. We can use intracameral xylocaine with adrenaline to dilate the pupil, and we can also try viscomidrasis. Here I am using Hylucoat, combination of chondroitin and hyaluronate, to keep the pupil dilated enough. As you can see the corneal marks, it's around 5.2 millimeter dilated pupil at this stage, which is just adequate for doing a capsulorhexis, and I am trying to do the capsulorhexis along the pupillary margin because I don't want the CCC to be too small. Now this is very important to get out the OVD, particularly if you have used Hylucoat or Viscoat. Just take it out before you do hydrodissection, because we don't want the anterior chamber pressure to rise when you push the fluid in the bag. That will cause iris prolapse. So this is a very important tip to follow. We can also use intracameral adrenaline here, hoping that the pupil will dilate little bit more, but in this case it didn't dilate much even after use of intracameral adrenaline. Now the most important thing here is to achieve the first nucleus division. So go for a deep trench, make sure that the Sinskey reaches the floor of the trench and divides the nucleus completely. This is soft cataract, so which are always difficult to divide. I don't want an undivided nucleus with small pupil. Always direct the phaco tip below the iris plane while you are aspirating. If you are at the iris plane, you tend to hold on to the iris. Once you aspirate the piece, now taking out the first piece very essential. You can see I am directing the phaco tip just below the iris. You can see some movement of the iris there as the OVD over the iris got aspirated, and taking out the first piece is very essential. Whenever you are emulsifying, make sure that once the piece is emulsified, you stop the vacuum immediately, otherwise it may just catch hold of the iris. So your foot switch control here is very important. When you are emulsifying, avoid crossing the midline, that is, avoid crossing the center of the eye, because when you go closer to the iris, there are higher chances that you may catch hold of the iris. And use the Sinskey or the chopper to keep the iris away if you feel that it's moving closer to the phaco tip. So it's all a dynamic procedure. You have to keep watching the iris to avoid catching it. When you are doing cortex removal, if it is a small pupil like here, you have to mentally track that you are taking out the cortex from all the quadrants. So go clockwise and make sure that you are removing all the cortex. To make sure, you can use a Kuglen hook and Sinskey to check the fornices of the bag to see if any cortex is remaining. You can do the same after injecting OVD. Just go ahead with the Kuglen hook, check all the areas where you might feel that you have left cortex. Now I'm going to place toric trifocal IOL here. This is a triphobic toric IOL, and I am going to make sure that both the haptics are in the back. If you are unsure, just go ahead with the Kuglen hook, check that both the haptics are in the back, because we want to avoid haptics in the sulcus here. Now rotate the toric IOL around 20-30 degrees away from the final axis of positioning. It's always easier to rotate these IOLs clockwise because of the haptic orientation. Never keep any OVD behind the IOL, so just wash it off. That is very important for stability of the IOL in the post-op area. Now I am gradually nudging the IOL, rotating it in the final position of the IOL. So take time, do it in small steps so you avoid overshooting of the IOL. Because of this haptic orientation, sometimes if you overshoot, to rotate it counterclockwise, you have to pull the IOL to the center and then rotate it. You can see it is almost in the position. Little gentle nudging before we close the case so that it lies exactly at the axis intended. Good hydration of the incision and make sure that there is no AC collapse after removal of the speculum. It's very important to look into these small tips during the procedure, because sometimes even simple thing like excessive hydrodissection without removing the OVD can lead to iris prolapse, and then further the case becomes more difficult. Thank you for watching. Keep watching my YouTube channel and do subscribe. Thank you.